We are Design Team 11, and we have come up with Model 11. Model 11 is a free and open access hub designed to empower filmmakers, funders, and audience members by creating connections and community at all levels. So you have a central hub, which is a resource center containing institutional knowledge, best practices, etc., while each spoke represents one of our three groups: financiers, filmmakers, audience, and they each have portals on the website tailored to their specific needs, but that also help facilitate connection between the groups. You can see that winding all around is a data stream, which is one of the main factors in creating these connections. To put it simply, Model 11 supports the funding, creation, and distribution of independent film by connecting filmmakers with funders who share common values, areas of interest, and target audiences, and then connecting audiences with finished films that reflect their identity, values, and entertainment preferences. The goal is to be easy to access and scalable to filmmakers at all levels. So our most basic function is to provide a digital toolkit, which you can take and run with alone, or filmmakers can connect with each other to form pods. And to talk more about all that, let's throw it to Don.
Hey, so for filmmakers, Model 11 provides a free digital toolkit to any filmmaker who wants one. There's no application, no barriers, and no gatekeepers. This toolkit contains resources to help filmmakers at any experience level to plan, develop, fund, produce, and distribute their project. It also contains a series of actions and data gathering tools that, if followed, can unlock opportunities for funding, collaboration, and distribution. So let's see what's inside here. There are three things in the toolkit, and that's not one of them. First is a filmmaker's resource library. This is a comprehensive and highly organized set of articles, videos, documents, and links to everything a creator needs to make a film. It is intended to demystify and democratize independent film production. The kit includes sample budgets, lookbooks, schedules, contracts, and production templates, how-to articles on screenwriting, budgeting, casting, post, distribution, you name it, and a judgment-free forum to ask questions and connect to peers. Secondly, inside our kit, we've got a data development kit. This is a series of forms, workshops, and exercises that are designed to help creators identify the film's intrinsic values, subject areas, target audiences, and marketing opportunities. This includes, first, activities. Filmmakers will conduct workshops, readings, market research, interviews, peer feedback sessions to understand what their film is saying, who connects with it, and why. Secondly, forms. These will capture and report actionable and unique data about each film. And thirdly, insights. Filmmakers can use the data to improve their film's prospect with funders and audience. Lastly, inside the Filmmaker's Toolkit is the magic key. This is something that filmmakers who complete and upload their data development toolkit can use to unlock access to collaboration, funding, and distribution opportunities. So first, funders who align with their values, subject area, and target audience. Secondly, distribution opportunities to audience members whose data suggests that they want to see this film. And thirdly, collaboration opportunities with filmmakers who align with their values and reflect complementary data profiles. Now we'll go back to Amy.
All right, I'm going to talk about financiers. Our approach to funding is two-pronged. So first, to fund the film, we put together a database of investor profiles, financiers who are interested specifically in real independent film, and work to help match them up with filmmakers. This could run the gamut from small money investors, the dentists of the world, who are interested in being patrons of the arts, to larger money investors who are interested in the idea of investing in a slate of films to minimize financial risk. Filmmakers themselves, or cast and crew, can also buy in if they so choose. And investors can access the filmmaker profiles, and the filmmakers can access the investor profiles. And our matchmaking specialist works with them to help facilitate the process. Transparency is key, so that filmmakers and investors know who they are getting into a partnership with and compare with people whose interests, values, and goals align. For example, when an investor looks at a film project's profile, it states not only the logline and synopsis, but also details about the filmmaker's ethos, like commitment to diversity, 10-hour days, etc. Our second avenue of financing, we have an audience-facing portal that includes a streaming site where all our pods of films could be viewed, and that site would bring in ad revenue. So this means looking for brands to partner with. Brands would be vetted to make sure that their values align, things like sustainable, fair trade, minority-run businesses, etc. We also expand what we think of when we say brand. For example, would there be interest from tourism boards? Are there small local businesses, the yearbook ad crew that would have interest? Once we have built this pool of brands, we work closely to help match them with film projects. This would again rely on transparency, so everyone knows what they're getting into. For example, some filmmakers may be okay with product placement, while others are not. One of the keys to making the projects attractive to investors is data. On the audience-facing side, we have a wide array of methods to collect data very transparently, which Kristina will speak to in a second. And that data can be passed on to the brands to help them achieve laser focus in targeting their ads, which would be helpful, especially to smaller brands looking to find their niche audience. The data is also used to help filmmakers understand their audience, and the more data we gather, the more useful it becomes, creating a treasure trove of information that ultimately adds value to all the projects. And now we go to Kristina.
All right, so what brings the audience?
Yeah, what's in it for me?
Well, Model 11 provides a site for the audience to connect with films produced by pods that fit their tastes, moods, and desires. Each pod of films are meant to represent very specific niches of a genre that audiences can either search for by using keywords like lesbian romance with horses and witty banter.
Or how about extraterrestrials with non-binary leads and existential undertones and a musical number?
Well, that's oddly specific, but yeah, you get the spirit of it. Or they can browse the pod groups that match them best, based on a series of short prompts that can assess the type of movies you're in the mood for that day. Once you've found the pods that make you feel seen like never before, you can really dive into pod culture by catching them on tour.
Wait a minute. Like when my favorite band tours? Like that? Will Lady Gaga be there? Huh?
Not exactly. That's more like when our pod of filmmakers tour together to different communities, screening their films in themed, unforgettable live events. These events can be highly immersive, much like Rocky Horror Picture Show screenings. We can create cult followings for each of the pods by forgetting about genres like drama, comedy, and horror, and instead focusing on the unique aspects in a film that speak to distinct individuals. Once the audience has watched one of our films, whether on tour or on our website, they'll be encouraged to take a survey about the movie they screened, and they'll get paid for it.
Say what? Oh my God!
Yeah, that's right. Rather than sinking marketing dollars into figuring out who your audience is, we will obtain the data from the source by offering money, vouchers, etc. for every screening they fill out. Now, this is the data that will actually help investors and filmmakers alike know who their audience truly is, rather than relying on dated algorithms that simply tell you if someone watched your movie or for how long they watched it. It's this cash incentive that can make an audience member feel like their input is valued and add a bit of bonus fun to the film watching experience. In conclusion, we're faced with the question of how does Model 11 find the initial money to get off the ground? We've come up with several options, including raising startup funds from investors like a tech company would, or going the nonprofit route by finding donors, sponsors, grants, etc. Or filmmakers could buy in to be part of the initial cycle of pod filmmaking. As the model scales up, perhaps it would take a percentage from the funds raised for each pod to cover running the website. However the money is raised, we agree that the model would start small, 1 or 2 pods, and scale up as the audience data starts coming in to provide a proof of concept. Now, we know that the Hollywood system has failed us all. So let's put that power back into the hands of filmmakers and the audiences who have an appetite for movies.
Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, nom.
Thanks.